Operating a business can be very hard, especially for someone who has not had the previous experience of the inner workings of a business. Therefore, today I will be explaining what the Capsim simulation is and how it can be very valuable for potential business owners as someone who's already been through the simulation twice myself. Additionally, I will be explaining how the four main departments interact with each other and what they're each responsible for, opportunities and threats that companies should consider, and what financial options are available for companies. Lastly, I will speak on the results that my team and I saw when we got done with our 8 rounds in regards to market share and cumulative profit. The Capsim simulation is a business simulator that demonstrates the vital decisions made within a business. You and your teammates get to run one of 6 companies that had broken off from a monopoly. Over the course of 8 years, you get to make important business decisions and compete against the other 5 companies in areas such as cumulative sales, market share, contribution margin, and more. The first of the 4 main departments is R&D, or research and development. R&D is responsible for designing new products that will meet the expectations of the company's target audience, as well as maintaining already existing products. R&D is able to do this by adjusting the size, performance, and manufactured time before failure, or MTBF, of the company's products. Lastly, R&D must monitor the age of a product by using the perceptual map. Additionally, R&D must consider the focal points for both high-tech and low-tech products, when setting performance, size, and MTBF as they differ from one another. While price, which is the most important thing for low-tech, is set in the marketing department, every other aspect is set in R&D. The next main department is marketing and sales. It is here that the price of a product is set, as well as how much will be spent on promotions for each product. Like R&D, marketing and sales must consider high-tech and low-tech segments when deciding the price. Low-tech products can afford to meet customer expectations by having lower prices because the material cost is lower. However, high-tech products can afford to have higher prices because it is not as important to its customers. The third main department is production and human resources, also known as HR. The production department decides how many of each product will be produced by using the sales forecast decided in the marketing department. Additionally, the production department is also responsible for capacity and automation levels for each product. The production department must work closely with R&D to ensure that there's enough capacity for a new product in regards to the sales forecast that is decided in the marketing department. Another part of the production department is human resources. HR determines the amount of money and time that will be spent on things such as training hours, recruitment budget, and employee caliber. Training hours will increase production speed in the future if a company invests in it. However, it will initially slow it down because employees will be taken out of production to train. Training hours are essential when R&D develops a new product as well. Employee caliber and the recruitment budget work hand in hand in the company importance because caliber refers to the quality of employees that are hired. The fourth and final department is the finance department. This department is responsible for finding funding for the 3 previously mentioned departments, and for the decisions made in the 3 previously mentioned departments, such as developing a new product, changing product specs, buying or selling, buying capacity or automation, increasing sales or promo budgets, and even recruitment. That's why I think that the finance department is a prime example of why it is important for each department to be in communication and in agreement. During the Capsim simulation, teams must also be able to identify opportunities and threats posed by their competition and by technological, competitive, and demographic forces. Technological forces refer to high-tech and low-tech segments. It is vital for your company to monitor what the competition is releasing into the market. For example, we release products into the high-tech end of the perceptual map, and we're able to phase products over time. So we release them about here on the perceptual map and let it phase over time. However, this hindered us in the low-tech segment because while our products were phasing, our competition was just adjusting their already existing low-tech products. Additionally, a company must also monitor the market share, which refers to the competitive forces. Market share is the amount of a niche market that is controlled by a specific company through sales. Therefore, the more sales you have, the more market share you will obtain and control. Lastly, a company must consider demographic forces. Demographic forces also refer to high-tech and low-tech segments like the technological forces, and it must be addressed if a company expects to do well. Companies have several financial options that they can utilize to expand their plant and equipment and also upgrade their existing manufacturing lines. However, each option has different benefits and risks, so a company needs to closely consider each of them before deciding which one to utilize. My team utilized long-term debt the most. It lasts a total of 10 years and has no brokerage fees if you allow the bonds to mature fully. However, interest is increased by 1.4% with every new bond, and a 5% brokerage fee is charged if the bond does not last the full 10 years. Another option for businesses is the stock market. Companies can sell up to 20% of their outstanding shares. However, they're losing part of their business to stock owners when they do this and are charged a 5% brokerage fee. Next, a company can utilize short-term debt. Short-term debt is a lot like long-term debt. However, you can get larger loans, but it must be paid back within 1 year. The last option is a company can use their own profit. This, while mostly a positive aspect, is not fully positive as you will have taxes and might become cash poor if you use this option. Finally, I want to speak on the results my team and I saw upon finishing the simulation. After completing the 8th and final round, we went back to evaluate what had worked for not only us, but also our competitors. In terms of cumulative sales, Digby scored the highest with $69,031,893, and Chester scored the lowest with $34,715,343. There are several reasons for this gap, such as products produced, utilized TQMs, and also what segments they focused on. Digby released 3 products, 2 of which were sold in both high-tech and low-tech, whereas Chester only released 2 products and only one of them could be sold in high-tech. Additionally, Digby placed emphasis on the high-tech segment, whereas Chester did the opposite and focused on the low-tech segment. Lastly, Digby utilized TQMs that lowered their administration fees and increased their demand. However, Chester had a low net profit at this time, which made improving their company nearly impossible. Although Digby had the highest cumulative profit, our company, Andrews, had the highest market share, with Chester still placing the lowest. Our company produced 4 products over 8 years, 3 of which could be sold in the high-tech segment. On the other hand, Chester produced only 2 products, with only one selling in the high-tech segment. Additionally, our company had a higher customer awareness and a higher customer accessibility, which made our products easier to get a hold of than Chester's. Lastly, our company outproduced Chester by nearly 3,000 units when you combine the high-tech and low-tech segments. In conclusion, the Capsim simulation displayed the drastic consequences of seemingly small decisions made within a company. The simulation allowed our team to adjust for our mistakes and learn from studying the decisions others made around us. Overall, despite struggling in the beginning of the semester, I believe the Capsim simulation taught our team a lot of valuable information and, if utilized correctly, could help a potential business owner. Thank you.